Well, I think guys, you are just wondering why among so many businesses, because we have so many businesses when it comes to business world, but why I chose poultry as a sector? Because even agriculture is a large sector. We have so many sectors in agriculture. For example, dairy farming, goat farming, sheep farming, a lot of things. Aquaculture, when it comes to fishery. Apiculture when it comes to keeping bees. So horticulture when it comes to vegetables. A lot of things in animal husbandry and also crop husbandry. That is fauna and flora and fauna. But why I chose poultry business? I have already 2 reasons, guys, why I chose poultry, and I'm going to share them to you so that you can see what I see, because most people do not see what I see. Yes, actually, what made me go into poultry, I read a book. There is a certain book that I read way back, and that book is called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. In that book, also, I read there were 2 books. I read Rich Dad and Poor Dad. Okay, I've read so many books, like 100 when it comes to business books. I have read so many, like 100 of them. But these 2 books I love them so much. I love Rich Dad and Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. So in that book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, he taught and said that you should see opportunities other people do not see. And that makes a difference between poor people and rich people. That the poor people do not see opportunities. They are always complaining about their situation. They are always yapping. But the rich people, what they do, they see opportunities which other people are not seeing. And he also said that the poor people run away from areas of risking, what we call risky places. Risk. They run away from risks. Why? Because for them, they don't want to risk their resources. When it comes to money, they want to play it safe, and they don't want to risk it. But the rich people, what they do, they do not run away from risk. No, for them, they do not fear risk. What do? They try to manage risks. That is the difference between poor and the rich people. The poor run away whenever they see risks, they run away. But the rich people, whenever they see risks, they do not run away. But they do what we call logical thinking. Logical thinking. What is logical thinking? Logical thinking is all about finding solution, being a problem solver, solving problems. That is the difference between the rich and the poor. The poor do not solve any problem. They complain, keep on complaining until they run out of the business. But the rich, they solve the problem of the poor people. That is the difference, guys. So I was like, why most people are running out of business? Why most people do not want poultry? Because we have been spreading gospel, and I realized that most people fear poultry business as a sector because it is a risky business, risking. And I saw a great opportunity in this. I was like, oh, really? So if people fear poultry because it is risky, and I was like, why do they fear risk? It's because they go into something which they really don't know. They don't study it before going into this business. That means they go into this business and they do it ignorantly, ignorance. So I realized that the main challenge that we have in this sector is that people do this business ignorantly. They don't know what they are doing. Oh, and I was like, wow, this is a great opportunity for me. Why? I am going to come up with a solution for their problems. I am going to be a problem solver for their problems. Because I have my knowledge, I have my experience, then what should I should not run away from this business. All I can do is to be a problem solver. Problem solver. So I came up with this channel so that we can solve your problems, guys, the one which you have in poultry business, and you come back into business and you enjoy. So that is the difference, and that's why I chose this business. Why? Because I love risk businesses. Why? You know, the difference also between the poor and the rich is that rich people they always go into places of high risk. Why? Because they know that in places of high risk there lies great opportunities. Yes, great opportunities lies there in the places of high risk. That's why agriculture is not for the poor, I tell you. Why? Agriculture requires risk taking and most poor people are not willing to risk their money. I know a lot of youth, they are in diaspora, out there in diaspora, but what comes into their mind is like this. What comes into their mind? They want to play it safe. Play it safe. Play it safe. Yes, you can play it safe, but I tell you, the fact is that, the reality, in places of safety, or what we call comfort zones, there is no growth in comfort zone. That is the fact. And there is no great wealth in places of comfort zone. That's why I came up with a video. I'll put it there at the end of the screen. I'll put it there and you watch it. I was comparing rentals and poultry, and I told you guys, do not invest in rentals. Rentals is a no-go zone. Rentals, no-go zone. But most people in diaspora, all they think is to play it safe. Why? Because they make their money through hard labor, and they are thinking, if I invest in agriculture, okay, if I put it into poultry, I'm going to lose my money. Maybe diseases will attack my birds, and I lose all my labor. You know, that's what comes into their mind, is to play it safe. So what do? They go into rentals, thinking that they will get rich through rentals. No way, you cannot get rich through rentals, I tell you that. There is no money in comfort zone. There is no money in places without risk. So rentals is not a risk. Therefore, anyone can go into rentals. Anyone can have money and invest in rentals. But there you are just burying all your labor. Yes, you are just burying it in rentals because it's, you know what you call return, capital return. It's very small actually. It cannot even sustain you for the next 5 years. It cannot, because it will keep on bringing small peanuts for you. Yet you buried all your money. Because in Uganda, to have a house which can pay you 250k a month, you know, from rent, that means you would have invested 300 millions to build a reasonable house, a self-contained house, and to pay you 250, 300. Maybe two bedroom house, maybe, you know, these bed sitters which are self-contained, what we call studio houses. It could be around 250 to 300, yet you've invested 300 million. Way much. Oh my God. For me to invest this 300 in just rentals, no, it's not a good zone for me. Why? I would have put this money, just half of it, just 50 million. In fact, that is quarter of it, into poultry business. And you will see in just a period of 2 years where you would be. If at all you do things with the knowledge. The problem, you don't like risk because you are ignorant actually. But consult from professors, okay? Consult from people who have already been there in that field. They will tell you, I tell you, people are rich in agriculture. Those rich people, because I was wondering why all rich people are building, they live in villages. They are not in, city suburbs. They are deep there in villages, yet they are on 100 acres, 150, and they have coffees. They have coffee plantations, they have banana plantations, they have, animals on their farm. But for you to borrow your 300 million just in 5 rentals, which pays you 250 because you want to play it safe, that means you will never see wealth. So there is gold. I saw great gold in agriculture at large, more so in poultry. This is great gold that I saw that most people do not see. This is gold, guys. So I told you that these rich people do not play it safe. They are risky takers because they go into places of high risky, and you will be like, how can someone risky to go into that place? And they come up with lots of money. Why? Because they are there alone. Let me give you an example. Comparing, like, when you are on a lake, maybe a lake, you fear to go in the, you fear to go in deep. When you are swimming, you fear to go in deep or depth of the lake. Why? Because for you to go into that depth, it is risking your life. But those people who do not fear risk, they will go very deep. Why? And they will come up with, lots of fish. Great opportunities lies in depth. That's what I tell you. But people fear to go in depth. Yes, like these fishermen. For you to catch big fish like poultry, those big fish, you have to go in deep sea of the lake where there is wind, where there is a lot of tornadoes, whatever. Risk. You have to risk your life. But once you go there in depth, I assure you, you will come up with very big fish. But these other fishermen who fear to go in deep sea, they only catch these tilapias, because tilapia fish only likes shallow waters, the mukenes, river fish, whatever. But if you want the malay, if you want the big fishes, right, the Nile punch, you have to go into depth. Is what we call risking your life. And when you come up with your big fish, that means you've come up with wealth. That is what we call risking. So I saw that there is great opportunity in poultry business. Why? Because we don't have too much farmers. We don't have too many poultry farmers there. Why? Most people fear this business because it is risky. And those people who are in that business, they are making way a lot of money. That's why when you ask them, they will not tell you these things. They will tell you, oh, this is a risky business. But why are they still in that business? Because they know that they discovered great gold. they discovered gold, and they don't want other people to know about it. That's why they don't tell you. They always tell you negative about it. But I tell you, yes, it is a risky business because you may lose your flock. If I told you do mistakes, but these risks are minimal. As I told you, they can be managed. You can manage them as long as you learn how to manage. Do not run away. Yes, don't run away from places of risk. No, go in places of risky, but learn how to manage risks. There you will, there you will thrive. You become rich when it comes to this business. I tell you, it is one of the lucrative ventures one can venture into. Yes, it is only risk in diseases. But in diseases, we have solution. That's what I told you, is to learn how to manage. How do we manage diseases? By implementing what we call biosecurity. Biosecurity. Once you implement biosecurity, I tell you, you will never experience diseases on your farm. Why? Because your biosecurity is tight. I know it is a risky business, yes, but how am I going to manage? It's through implementing biosecurity on my farm. There I will manage all the risks that come along with, diseases. So guys, those are the reasons why I chose poultry among so many other ventures. Though they are ventures which I'm going to go into very soon. Because I have a lot of plans and I want to, to be in agriculture on a wider scale. So there are so many plans that I have for my life, and you'll be seeing them here on this channel. Yeah, very soon I'm going to start up I'm going to open up a very big farm. You will see it on this channel. I'll be updating you. So it's gonna be a layers farm. Layers farm. So you will see on this channel, because we need to, to grow. When it comes to agriculture, you need to grow, and you should not venture into one. No. Chimenya mateko kubera ne business same. Chimenya mateka ga byamfuna. Therefore, you have to grow. You have to expand, okay? So we need to expand and expand. I open up layers farm, and I'll be using cages. Guys, I'm going to be using battery cages. Yes, because these cages, they save way much. So risks, we learn how to manage risks. We don't run away from risks, okay? Because great opportunities lies in the presence of high risk, as I explained to you. I gave you an example of fishermen. They don't fear to go in depth because they know that in depth there lies great opportunities. There is this Nairo punch, whatever. They lie in those places of great risks. So you should not fear risk. Money, great money, lies in places of high risk. Or just see all the businesses which has no risk, which are, they have less risks, and you will see their return. Capital return is not that good. It is just small peanuts, like rentals, like all those businesses which has no, great risk. They don't bring in much. But look at the businesses, all the businesses that have great risks, more so the animal husbandry, the crop husbandry, because you fear to lose your crops. They may, they may die, they may not come up. All those, great opportunities lies there. That's why these rich people know. All rich people in the whole world, they are in agriculture. Why? They discovered gold that poor people do not see. So in that book, I also learned one principle. It taught me that train yourself. It taught me another principle. Train yourself to see opportunities that others don't see. You see? Train yourself to see opportunities that others do not see. That is the difference between the poor and the rich. The rich people see opportunities everywhere. For us, we are crying, economy, what? But the richest, they are still making money in this worse economy. Why? Because they train themselves to see opportunities which other people are not seeing. More so the poor and middle class. They don't see opportunities. Every time they are in complaining. So the time you spend in complaining, other people are making money. For you are just complaining, and you cannot invest. Why? Because you are ever complaining. Economy. Because you spend much time there complaining. Yet the rich are making way much. Because for them, they make money when the economy is good, and they will still make money when the economy is still bad. For them, they will make money. Why? They trained themselves to see opportunities other people do not see. Guys, that's why I chose poultry. Because I see opportunities which other people are not seeing. See you guys, if it's your first time to be on this channel, please consider subscribing, because we have a lot of teachings onto this channel. And I assure you, you will enjoy this channel so much, because we have great things on this channel. See you. God bless you.